Today, I want to give you a secret, something practical, something you can use right away. In just a few minutes, you can learn simple hacks to speak English faster and with more confidence. My name is Daniel, and welcome back to Learn English Through Stories. I'm excited for this episode because many learners think speaking fast is impossible for them. But the truth is, with the right tricks, you can sound smoother and quicker in less time than you imagine. Let me start with a common problem. Many learners freeze because they translate in their heads. You hear a question in English, then you think in your language, then you translate back into English. That takes too long. By the time you find the words, the conversation has already moved forward. I've seen this many times with my students. They knew the vocabulary, they knew the grammar, but they couldn't answer quickly. The first hack is this: stop building every sentence from zero. Instead, collect ready-made pieces, or chunks. A chunk is a phrase you can use without thinking. For example, instead of building "I do not know" word by word, you can quickly say "I don't know." Instead of pausing to think how to say "that idea is good," you just use "that's a good point." Chunks are your shortcuts. They remove translation and give you speed. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I wanted to answer quickly, but my brain was slow. Then I started collecting chunks like "no pasa nada" or "está bien." These small phrases were lifesavers. They gave me time to breathe, and they made me sound natural. You can do the same in English. Make a list of 10 chunks you can use every day, like "that makes sense," "I get it," "let me think," "you know what I mean," or "at the end of the day." Practice them until they roll off your tongue. Soon you won't need to pause, and your speaking will speed up. Another hack is to use short answers before long ones. Many learners think they must always answer in full sentences, but in real conversations, natives often begin with short replies. If someone asks, "Do you like pizza?" you don't need to start with, "Yes, I like pizza very much." You can simply say, "Yeah, I do." Quick, simple, and natural. Then, if you want, you can add more. "Yeah, I do. It's my favorite food." This step-by-step style makes you faster because you don't freeze trying to create the perfect long sentence. Start short, then expand. Now let's talk about linking sounds. Native speakers don't always pronounce each word clearly. Instead, they connect words together. For example, "what are you doing" becomes "what you doing." If you try to copy everything, it can feel overwhelming. But here's the hack. Learn just a few common links. Practice gonna for going to, or wanna for want to. Practice did you sounding like didya. These little changes make your speech smoother and faster. And the good news is you don't need to use them all at once. Start with 1 or 2, and you'll already notice a difference. Another important hack: don't chase perfection. Perfection is the enemy of speed. Imagine you are running, but you stop every second to check your shoes. You will never reach the finish line. In the same way, if you stop to check every grammar detail, your conversation will die. Focus on fluency first, correctness second. It's okay to make small mistakes. People care more about the flow of the conversation than about whether you said "in" or "on." In fact, I once had a student who spoke slowly because she was always correcting herself mid-sentence. When she finally allowed herself to continue even with mistakes, her speed doubled, and people understood her better because she was relaxed. Here's another story. I once worked with a businessman from Korea who had to attend meetings in English. He told me, "Daniel, I feel like my words come out too slowly. Everyone talks fast and I can't keep up." I taught him one simple hack: prepare sentence starters. For example, instead of waiting and building from zero, he could start with, "In my opinion," or "From my experience." These starters bought him a few seconds to think while still speaking. After 2 weeks, he told me, "Daniel, I can finally keep up. I speak faster because I don't freeze at the beginning." That's the power of small hacks. Let's add one more: shadowing. This means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly after them, almost like an echo. Choose a short video or audio, listen to one sentence, pause, and repeat with the same rhythm and speed. At first, it feels difficult, but after a few days, you'll notice your tongue moving faster, your brain reacting quicker, and your confidence growing. I did shadowing myself when I was learning French, and it was one of the fastest ways to improve my fluency. So let's review. Use chunks, ready-made phrases, to avoid translation. Start short answers before long ones. Learn a few linking sounds to be smoother. Focus on fluency, not perfection. Prepare sentence starters to buy time, and practice shadowing to train your mouth and mind. Each hack is simple, but together they can transform your speaking speed in just a few minutes of daily practice. Before we finish, I want to leave you with this thought. Speaking faster is not about speaking without thinking. It's about training your brain to use tools that make communication easier. It's about letting go of fear and perfection and trusting that your message is more important than your mistakes. If you practice these hacks daily, even for 5 minutes, you will see change in a matter of weeks. You will surprise yourself, and more importantly, you'll feel free when you speak English. Thank you for joining me today. I hope these hacks give you confidence and energy. Try them out and let me know how they help you. This is Daniel, and I'll see you next time on Learn English Through Stories. Remember, you don't need years to speak faster. You just need the right hacks and a little practice every day.